Hello guys, Solitaire Gaming here, back with another part of Euphoria. Let's get started. You might not be able to expect Sensei to act as the leader in this situation. On the other hand, I didn't even know if anyone could act as the leader or even wanted to. Plus, did we really need one in this game? We didn't exactly have to cooperate with one another, at least based on the rules for now at least. Everyone else started to move away from the barrier door with Byakusan movement as an impetus. I looked at everyone around the main room. Makiba and Connie were together. Byakusan was, talking with Sensei. They spoke a fair bit before we moved to the main room too. They expressed different opinions earlier, but it didn't seem like either of them were on bad terms with one another. Two pairs have begun to form. Connie and Makiba and Byakusan / Sensei. Leaving Nemu. Nemu was by herself. No, I don't want to get stuck with her. There's no need for us to act like a pair just because the others did. I'll act on my own. I'm sure everyone would feel better that way. I checked the numbers on the main monitor. 10 minutes had already passed. 30 minutes really was shorter than I expected. So now what? I'd like to investigate the main room further myself. Does this main room even contain the necessities we need to survive? At a glance, that didn't seem to be the case. Some water in the toilet would be nice, at the very least. The monitor in the center interests me as well. If there was some sort of input device besides the monitors, we might be able to contact someone from on the outside. I don't think the game master would slip up that easily, but it's worth checking out. The voice did say that to use the main room terminal for a detailed explanation of the rules. The room with the glass walls is intriguing as well. What's the reason behind it having a see-through panel? Lots of things I'm interested in. The remaining time ticked away with every second. Let's get started. Alright, now what? Toilet? Let's look for a toilet. They're pretty important. I can't just let it all out on the floor.
Kei-chan.
Connie approached me with a troubled expression on her face. What is it? Connie still looked troubled, pointing at something. I went closer to it and realized that it was a bucket. Ew, is that to pee in a small bucket? What? It was the bluest bucket, one you could find anywhere. It gave off a particular atmosphere as a result of how common it was, given that it was placed in this sterile room. The toilet was scribbled on it with a marker. Aw, you have to pee in the bucket. This is our toilet? So our toilet is a bucket in the corner of this white room that looks like it was ripped right from some science room lab. Well, I guess there isn't any place for a toilet to be hidden in this main room. The best position would probably be in the blind spot of the monitor in the middle. Everyone else started to gather, I guess, from hearing the word toilet. Sensei looked perplexed after seeing it. I was too, naturally. Can this really function as our toilet? Yup. Makiba's eyes were aglow with expectation. I guess you need to use the bathroom. Yeah, I did, but... I pointed at the bucket. Riko is shocked. Come on, Rika, think of everyone else. They can't do it either. Stop whining, Rika. Makiba expressed her displeasure with teary eyes. Sai put the bucket in the corner of the room. Alright, now what? I recall the voice explanation from earlier. If I can use a terminal, then maybe. I headed towards the monitor in the middle of the room. Someone else was already there. I guess Sensei was interested as well. I just remembered what the voice said earlier about using the monitors for a detailed explanation concerning the rules. I was just thinking that maybe we can get contact with the outside world somehow like that. Sensei nodded like she was thinking the same thing. I looked over the device the monitor was hooked up to. There it is. There's a button right besides the monitor. Just a single button though. I tried pressing it. Okay. Those are the rules. I still found this whole thing crazy even after carrying that out. 5 times in all, 4 times left. The game be finished if I rape someone 4 more times. Not something I should really be thinking about in front of Sensei. Time for a change of mood. Let's look to see if there's anything else like a keyboard around. Sensei looked around the giant device. All he found was a space where a panel may have been fit beneath the monitor in the pillar trunk. It looks like there was probably a keyboard or switch here in this shallow area.
そうね。そうと考えるのが一番しっくりくるわね。
She nodded. Control panel being there at some point makes the most sense, both functionally and positionally. They must have figured we'd try this. I would do the same thing if I was the game master, of course. Or worse, perhaps, such as leaving the control panel behind, letting the players operate, and then making them realize that there was absolutely no means of contacting anyone on the outside. Sensei frowned.
でも、何か方法はあるはずよ。外部に助けが呼べなくても、例えば、このゲームの主催者にコンタクトを取るような方法が。こんなひどいゲームなのだから、ゲームのルールの外側に、こちら側が自由に動ける余地があってほしい。そうであってほしいの。
I think that's the first time I heard her state her opinion about this game. Everyone get along, calm down, take a rest. I feel like that's all she said, but I guess that she's been taking on her own as well. Of course, she is her sensei. Some freedom outside of the rules. The voice did proclaim that not following the rules will result in a game over, but never referred to anything concerning actions not taken following the game itself. What if one of us removed the collar around her necks, or some of us escaped via the emergency exit? Would situations like that violate the rules? At the very least, no penalties existed for such situations. Because they don't expect it, they probably made sure no one can escape. Will I cooperate with Sensei if we found some means of escaping without completing the game? Enough of that for now. I shook my head for a change of mood, leaving behind that giant monitor device. Alright, what now? Water. We might be here for more than half a day. I'd like to get a hold of some water at the very least, if food is available. I don't know what kind of facility this place is, but based on this clean, white space, I expect something like a hospital or a research facility. Some sort of shelter is also a possibility, considering just how massive the barrier door is. Are we above ground or below? Just because there aren't any windows doesn't mean we're underground either. Maybe we're in some sort of facility at the bottom of the ocean. Well, in any case, I don't know anything. It's a little hard to believe that this place was built for the sole purpose of this game. There's a shower room in the back of the individual room, so there are devices for water in place. But is that also true for this main room? I don't believe this is meant to be some sort of living space. It's probably closer to some sort of central surveillance quarters. Anyway, we need water. How else are we supposed to continue with this crazy, stressful game otherwise? About the same only things is in here that would block my view around this area are the monitors in the center. That means I should be able to find some sort of device for supplying water immediately. I bumped into Byakusan as I traced the parameter of the main room for some sort of device for water. Find anything?
あなたは何を探しているの?
She answered with a question of her own. Well, whatever. Water. You see anything resembling a water fountain, sink, or something around?
それはなかったけど。でも。
Byakusan's words trailed as she pointed towards the corner of the room. There was a bucket there, or it was written drinking water. There was water inside, well, warm water. Nothing resembling a cup was around, though. Meaning we're being forced to either get on our knees and put our mouths in the water or scoop it up with our hands. How primitive. Either way, not exactly the most pleasant thing. Wow, they're being trapped like animals. Pretty awful. It's practically like we're animals.
獣か囚人か、奴隷のような扱い方ね。
I was taken aback. Byakusan was thinking the same thing as I was.
あのルール、この施設、すべてが私たちの尊厳を剥奪し、理性と分別をなくすように働きかけている。
Yup, so they become crazy. Yeah, it's awful. They dragged us here without us having a clue about what's going on. Plus, we really even have access to any water.
So?
Eh? I was shocked by her unexpected response.
私は平気。
You're always fine. Fine. Didn't you just get done saying that this was our way of stripping... this was a way of stripping us of our dignity, yet you're fine with that?
水、他の人に教えてあげたら。
She turned around with that parting remark. I stared at her from behind as she walked off. What was that about? I don't know. She's complicated. I feel helpless when it comes to her. I let the others know where the water was. No one was very happy about that. I wasn't either, of course. Alright, now what? The room with the glass, yeah, the last one. I headed towards the room with the glass wall. An extremely elegant room was beyond the giant glass wall that seemed to act as a show window. Wondering what posh means. Makba looked inside with her cheek and palm pressed against the glass. Charming, like a child staring in awe at a bundle of presents laid out in front of a shop window on Christmas. Seems like she completely forgot about being fearful of me, the unlocker just earlier. So greedy, Rika. Makiba was absolutely right. It was like a room straight out of a castle. Or like one of those high-class hotels that are often shown on TV, not that I've ever been in one before. I guess the door over there leads to a bathroom. The decanter on top of the table was filled with crystal clear water and packed with ice. I gulped. I totally take that cold water right now over the feast of food. And for all of this facility's splendor, cleanliness, and tidiness, it was still no different from a jail, locked away without anything going our way, not even a cold glass of water. Everyone wishes that. The door was tightly shut. Is there some way for us to go in there? Just how does this room relate to the game? I wonder. I don't know. I'll leave Makiba alone for now. I quietly moved away from the room with the glass wall. Alright, so that's the main room. Now what's left is, right. Something fell off. I observed my surroundings. Oh, I get it. The lamp above the door changed to green. The door is half open as well, practically begging for me to enter. I turned around. I realized no one was looking over my way and decided to sneak into the room. Another white room. Nothing was in it. Wait, no, there was. I picked up what I found in the middle of the room. An ID card. To be Miyako Ando. Class rep. Meaning this is... I lifted my head up and looked around. Nothing in this room was empty, but this room is... I compared the various room positions in my head with the main room at the center. Yeah, positionally, there's no doubt about it. I got a handle of this room's position by using the direction from which I moved, the door's position, and the monitors and the glass wall room as a point of reference. Let's consider this to be electric room, chair room. We moved to the main room from the room where I first met with Connie and them. We didn't directly come to the main room from the electric chair room, but I just came into the electric chair room directly from the main room. There are a number of doors in this room, unlike the room where the unlocking takes place. The half-open door behind me was the one that came in from the main room. And the door over there is likely connected to the room where I met with Connie and everyone else. The lamp above it was red, meaning I likely couldn't enter it. I looked around the room again, considering how the interior of this facility was structured. The horrible stench that lingered about was completely gone now, as well. The area was as sterile as a clean room. Class rep was nowhere to be seen, of course. There was nothing. It was completely empty, like there was nothing to begin with. Is this really the electric chair room? Wow, they moved fast. I guess they took their body somewhere else. Assuming that the corners of the room are at 90-degree angle and that the wall is the same wall separating the neighboring room, then it has to be. However, as I gripped the ID card, its edges dug into the palm of my hand and hurt a bit. Red class rep disappeared too. Nemu! I jumped backwards from her sudden appearance. It was Nemu again. I had no idea she was there. Did she even give an indication of her approach? She's like a phantom, such a hassle. She peered over the room. Looks like she came to the same conclusion. Yeah, I thought the same thing. I answered her carefully. I didn't think ignoring her would be a good move. And this will be stopping off for today. Thank you for watching this part of Euphoria. Have a great day and night wherever you are, and please like and subscribe if you enjoy the video, and please comment if you found anything interesting in the video.